Hello everyone and welcome to my garden. Such a glorious day today that I thought we'd come outside to kick off this episode 2 of Ask Anything Aviation. Straight in to the first question, which comes from Colin Stout. And Colin Stout asks, do we think that we'll see more sustainable aircraft anytime soon? Well, Colin, I'm not an expert on sustainable aviation, but I know a man who does. So straight over to Germany and Oliver Walker-Jones, who will answer that on my behalf. Oliver.
Hi, I'm Oliver and I'm the head of communications at Lilium. We're a German startup developing an all-electric vertical takeoff and landing 5-seater passenger jet. Now, my question was about sustainable aviation and when we might see it. There are some great advances being made in more traditional aerospace, things like sustainable aviation fuel and also looking at hybrid electric propulsion. But for us, the answer is something a little bit more radical. We're using lithium-ion batteries to power an aircraft which can travel up to 300 kilometers in about an hour. And that will enable us to deliver emissions-free regional air transport. We're targeting 2025 as a year to start our operations in 2 or 3 regions around the world, and we hope that that will help us deliver a really new way of traveling through the air that's not only exciting but is also great for the environment.
Oliver, thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to give us that answer. I'm really excited about the prospect of Lilium and what that can bring for regional sustainable aviation. Also really excited that potentially you can sort out a go for me perhaps in the future. Okay, maybe not. On to the next question. Our next question is about aircraft doors and comes from Bob Reitz. Bob asks if an aircraft door is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, and when pressurized it pushes against the door to stop it falling out of the airplane. How do we open the door when we get on the ground? Well, Bob, that's a great question. I have absolutely no idea. So I asked my good friend Matt Simmonds to answer it on my behalf. Matt?
Hi everyone, I'm Matt Simmonds. I'm a Airbus A320 Captain. Scotty's asked me to answer a question from Bob Reitz. Bob wants to know that if an aircraft door is larger than the doorway, how is it that we open it? Well, the answer's really in the hinges. The door behind me isn't going to open in both directions because the doorway stops it. But if I was to take it off its hinges, tilt it a little bit, it would pass through the doorway. That's basically what the very complex hinges do on a airliner door. They bring the door inwards, tilt it a bit, and then it will slide out through the exit. I hope that helps.
Matt, thanks for answering that on my behalf. I'm still none the wiser. Sounds like engineering witchcraft to me. But you twist the handle, the door opens, and we all get on and off, so it works. So, on to the next question. I've had a number of questions on whether I would still recommend aviation as a career. What pathway should I take if you wanted to get into aviation? What should I study at school or university to give me the best chance of being a pilot? Well, honestly, I've had so many questions. What I've decided to do is actually pick 2 of the questions, one from the civilian sphere and one from the military sphere, and get 2 of my very good friends to give you answers on these subjects. Firstly, to the civilian question, but I've just had to stop to look up because for the first time in ages I've actually seen an airplane flying over. It was a remarkable thing, just to let you know. But back to the question, which is from the internet Bampot. He has a 13-year-old nephew who is looking to get into civilian aviation, and where would he start? Well, I've asked Ben Whitworth for Airline Prep to come along and answer that question.
Hi, my name's Ben from Airline Prep. If you're a young person considering becoming an airline pilot, the first thing that you can do, in fact the best thing that you can do, is concentrate on your education. Get those academic studies nailed away. Selection for airline pilot cadet schemes and indeed the military are tough, and they require you to have solid, good exam grades and of course a solid understanding of principles behind those. However, there are other things that you need to consider as well, certainly along the lines of the non-technical CRM type skills that pilots demonstrate each and every day. Things like leadership, management, teamwork and communication are crucial in the role of airline pilot. But how can you develop these? Well, you can develop them by working alongside other people in things like charity work, Cubs, Scouts, Guides, Brownies, Air Cadets, indeed anything that involves working alongside others. There's also things that you can do online. Make sure you do the research. There's lots of websites, people to follow on social media. Indeed, all of the airlines have guides for how to become a pilot as well. So make sure you check out all of those.
Ben, thanks for taking time out of your schedule to answer that question. Some great advice there for everyone who's aspiring to have a career as a civilian pilot. But now on to the military question, and that comes from Fee McKenzie, who has a 14-year-old daughter who is looking for advice on what subjects to take at school should she wish to get into the RAF. Well, Fee, I spent 18 years in the RAF and I joined with 8 O-levels, but things have moved on slightly since the dark ages. So I've asked my old friend and former colleague, Andy Netherwood, to give you some more up-to-date advice. Andy?
First of all, congratulations to your daughter for making an excellent career choice. I'd advise her to check the RAF website to get the minimum educational requirements, but beyond that, I'd advise her to study whatever she enjoys most. The RAF wants people with that passion for lifelong learning, and it needs people from a wide range of academic disciplines because they bring different ways of thinking to solve problems. There's nothing worse than being in the room where everyone is thinking about problems the same way. And you don't have to be an aeronautical engineer to get through pilot ground school. I do wish her all the very best of luck with her future plans.
Thanks, Andy. Great answer. Remember, if you are enjoying these videos, please don't forget to press the subscribe button below and you'll get a notification every time we post one. And please join me in thanking all of today's contributors again by following them on their social media, details of which are in the video description below. I just wanted to finish the video this week by touching on something that has impacted us all but isn't necessarily about aviation. It's Mental Health Awareness Week, and like so many of you, I've been struggling with being cooped up at home, isolated away from my work routine and my colleagues, my travelling and my friends. It's really taken a toll on me, and I know that it's taken a toll on many of you. So in Mental Health Awareness Week, what I will, in fact, not in Mental Health Awareness Week, every week from now on, I will ask that you contact a friend or a colleague, reach out to them and see how they are. Let's, in these difficult and definitely uncertain times, let's look after each other. Let's reach out to someone and brighten their day. That happened to me last week, and actually it really lifted me to talk to somebody about the old days and the buffoonery that we got up to. So please do that to someone, lift their week from this week going forward. That's all for me today. Thanks for watching AAA. So from my garden, till the next time, goodbye.